I bet you guys never thought you'd get this video now, did you? I mean, no other video I've ever seen has made me this motivated to make a commentary. No video has ever made me want to script and stick to it. No video has ever made me research something as goddamn obsessive as I did with this video. And that video that I'm commentating on is Dobbs' top 10 strongest starter Pokemon of all time. And with a title like that, let us get started.
What is going on, guys? This is Dobbs here, bringing you another Pokemon video. And in this video, I'm going to show you the top 10 strongest starter Pokemon of all time. But there's a twist. This video will not only include the mainstream game starter Pokemon, but rather it will include all the starter Pokemon that we've seen throughout the anime, manga, and even other Pokemon games.
Why include the manga, side games, and anime? You have 21 Pokemon to choose from, all with different typings of move pools. Well, mostly. Even then, 3 of these Pokemon are from the anime, 1 is from a special, and another is a combo of the anime and video games. Hell, only 1 Mystery Dungeon player character is included in this list.
Starting off this list, we have Brox's Onix. Now, like we all know, Brox's Onix and later to be Steelix has always been one of his most powerful Pokemon. But you're probably asking yourself, why does his Onix deserve a spot on this list? Well, let's start from the beginning. Like all Pokemon trainers, Brock received his Onix from his father, Flint, when he turned 10 years old.
Like all Pokemon trainers, Brock received his Onix from his father, Flint, when he turned 10 years old.
So according to you, Flint gives the trainers their Pokemon. Word, sir, you am not no good grammar learner.
It is said in the anime that Brock was a medic for the Pewter City Pokemon Center for a few years, so that would mean that he took over the gym when he was just around 13 years old. Now let's put that in perspective. There are only 8 Pokemon gyms in the entire Kanto region, and only those who are powerful enough to determine if a trainer is worthy to face the Elite Four or not can lead them. So that would mean that Brox's Onix was powerful enough to help him become a Pokemon gym leader. Now I know what you're thinking. Brox's Onix was defeated by Ash's Pikachu in the anime and was a low level in the Pokemon games. Well, first of all, Ash only won that battle because he accidentally triggered the sprinklers in the Pokemon gym, which caused Onix to become very weak. And for the games, it is proven in the anime short Pokemon Origins that gym leaders scale their Pokemon to be an even match against a challenger. So for all we know, that Onix we fought in the first generation games wasn't actually his starter. But for the fact that Onix was strong enough to give Brock enough authority to be a gym leader at only 13 years old, I chose Brox's Onix for number 10.
Funny, you're applying Onix's origin from the anime, but you're applying it to the game, which may not coincide with its canon. Thus renders this entire number pretty much useless.
Coming at number 9, we have Skitty from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue. Now, if you ever watched a speedrun of this game, you would quickly notice that the speedrunner usually uses Skitty and Squirtle, and there's a good reason for that. According to Pokemon speedrunner Worcester, Skitty is definitely the best option when trying to figure out which starter to choose from. The reason that Skitty is so useful when playing the game is because it has the moves Tail Whip and Leer. These 2 moves are very important when battling bosses in the game. Also, Skitty's a normal type, so Double Slap gets Stab, which if you didn't know, means same type attack boost. So for example, if a water type Pokemon uses a water move, the damage gets boosted an extra 50%. Also, Skitty has access to Attract, which can completely immobilize a Pokemon when battling against them, or when trying to escape a tough situation. So with this great move pool, Squirtle goes hand in hand with Skitty, because he can collab very well with a set of moves he learns very early on, which can be very deadly. So for those reasons, I chose Skitty for number 9.
That's all well and good, Dobbs, but there's just one problem. Skitty is not a starter. It's a playable character. Mystery Dungeon uses JRPG rules, not Pokemon rules.
For number 8, I chose Squirtle from Pokemon Red and Blue. That's right, Squirtle is actually the better starter from the original Pokemon games. Now I know what you're thinking. How in the heck is Squirtle better than Charmander? Because obviously Charmander is the better starter Pokemon from the original games. Well, although Charmander is the most popular Pokemon from the trio, he isn't the most convenient when playing the Pokemon Red and Blue games. And here's why. A program called Wolframe Alpha, which is an extremely smart calculator, recently obtained all the data for all the current Pokemon. A scientist named Kyle Hill decided to test the database and place the 3 stars against all the gym leaders' Pokemon. After a lot of math and equations, it was determined that Squirtle is scientifically the best choice when playing through the game, because Squirtle always came on top when it came to type and move advantage when facing the trainer's Pokemon. Pretty crazy, right? So for the fact that Squirtle has been scientifically proven that he is the best starter Pokemon for the original games, I chose Squirtle for number 8.
If this is true, then how come Squirtle isn't higher on the list if it is proven to be the best of its generation in multiple sources? If that's the case, it should be higher, not number 8.
Coming at number 7, we have Totodile from Pokemon Gold and Silver. Now, out of all the starter Pokemon from the mainstream games, Totodile is among the few that can completely sweep every single Pokemon they come across. He's so strong, in fact, his early game is without a doubt the best out of all the starter Pokemon. He can easily go against higher leveled Pokemon without even breaking a sweat. Now you're probably asking yourself, what makes Totodile so powerful? Well, the move Rage is definitely a key factor on what makes Totodile insanely good. What this move does exactly is that it builds attack bonuses every time a Pokemon uses it consecutively. So basically the more enraged the Pokemon is, the more damage the Pokemon will deal. With this move, it makes it easy going against strong gym leaders in the early game. Yes, even Whitney with that overpowered Miltank.
Oh boy, here comes the fun part. You do know that Faulkner's Pidgey and Pidgeotto know Bud Slap, which lowers accuracy, and is his Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Pidgeotto knows Roost, and Pidgey knows Sand Attack. Thus, it can stop its accuracy from hitting, and thus, your power won't increase. Bugsy's Metapod and Kakuna knows String Shot, and Scyther has a priority Quick Attack, meaning that even if you tried, Totodile's already shit speed will be even shittier, and it will not attack first against Scyther. Whitney's Miltank knows Attract, and if they're both opposite genders, then there's a high chance that it will not hit Miltank, and because it also has Milk Drink, it will recover if you do hit it. While at this point you shouldn't have any normal type moves, if you do, then Morty will become non-damaged because of the fact that, you know, it's a ghost type. But I will concede that it might actually learn Bite, so you do have an advantage there. And as for Chuck, his Poliwrath knows Hypnosis and Mind Reader, so even if you did try to hit it, it might in fact not be able to. Jasmine, on the other hand, has two Magnemites that know Thunder Wave, Thunderbolt, and Supersonic, so good luck trying to get through the Steel type, and that's not even touching upon its weakness as well as not being very effective against the Steel type. Press, on the other hand, has no advantage over you, and while you can learn Earthquake, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to sweep it, considering the fact that Totodile as well as Feraligatr are slow as fuck. Claire, on the other hand, all three of her Dragonairs know Thunder Wave, and in her rematch, two of them know Thunder Wave, and Kingdra is not weak to Ice, so good luck trying to get through that Pokemon, considering it has very high HP and good around stats. Hell, let's just go to the Elite Four really quick. Koga's Pokemon are all pretty fast and are Poison type, so there's a high chance that you may in fact get embedded with Poison, which can eat away at your HP. Bruno's Hitmonchan knows Thunder Punch, so good luck trying to get through that when you have a fast Pokemon with that much physical attack. Karen is neutral because, well, you know, it's not a whole lot of Pokemon that actually can utilize Dark-type moves in Gen 2. And hell, Lance has two Dragonites that know Thunder Wave and one knows Thunder. In his rematch, the same thing happens, although Aerodactyl knows Thunder Fang. So guess what? No, it doesn't. It doesn't sweep through the goddamn game.
Another key factor that makes Totodile very useful is his move pool. Totodile gets a powerful Stab Surf, Earthquake, and Strength to abuse his high attack. Along with that, his Ice Punch is very useful when going against your rival's Bayleaf and Lance's Dragonite. Just overall, he's a very powerful Pokemon. The reason why Cyndaquil and Chikorita aren't really viable is because Cyndaquil has very low defense and has an inferior move pool.
So we're going for moves, are we? Well then, Typhlosion learns Thunder Punch, Ember, Flame Wheel, Fire Blast, Fire Punch, and Flamethrower, while Feraligatr learns Water Gun, Hydro Pump, Surf, and Whirlpool, and both of them learn Strength, so that's null and void right there, buddy.
Coming at number 6, we have Mudkip for Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. Now Mudkip and later to be Swampert is a very handy Pokemon to have. Only being weak to Grass type moves, Swampert's high attack and move pool makes him a very powerful Pokemon.
You know, I actually agree with you. I think Swampert is probably one of, if not the best Pokemon in the game. My real question is, why is it so low then?
For number 5, I chose Ash's Pikachu from the Pokemon anime. Now what's a top 10 starter list without Ash's notorious overpowered Pikachu? I mean, this non-fully evolved Pokemon has taken out some of the strongest Pokemon we've ever seen in the anime. From the start, we knew how special this Pikachu was, because somehow this tiny mouse managed to take down a freaking Onix with Thunderbolt, which is kind of ridiculous because Onix is supposed to be immune to electric-type moves. But whatever, anime logic. But anyways, not only that, in the early stages of the anime when Pikachu was still relatively a low-level Pokemon, he was able to defeat a Dragonite in the Orange Archipelago League. A Dragonite, a pseudo-Pokemon that is used by champions. Not to mention that the lowest level a Dragonite could be is 55.
Pikachu's level is low. Dragonite's level, according to you, had to be at least 55. That's not low for Pikachu. By that point, Pikachu could actually take on some pretty powerful Pokemon if it so chose to.
Which is pretty crazy. I mean, there's a reason why Team Rocket wants to steal this particular Pikachu. It has something special that no other Pikachu has, and that is it is overpowered.
You know, there was one teeny tiny problem with this. Just because it's overpowered does not mean that the Pokemon is good.
For number 4, we have Flint's Chimchar. Now this is Flint's only known Pokemon, but I wouldn't be surprised if he even needs another Pokemon, because this Infernape is extremely powerful. This powerhouse of a Pokemon was able to take down Ash's two strongest Pokemon with ease. Ash's Pokemon being his Infernape and Pikachu. The history behind why this Infernape is so powerful lies when Flint was just a kid. Back when Flint and Chimchar were young, they lived in a city that was full of criminals. In order to even survive in this rough environment, they had to become strong so they could defend themselves when in trouble. Going a little further ahead, against all odds, Flint was able to win the Sinnoh League with just his Monferno. His Monferno didn't even evolve until later when he became Elite Four member. But being able to do all of this with just his Infernape is literally insane. Type disadvantage doesn't even matter to this Pokemon. It will Flare Blitz any Pokemon that stands in its way. Not to mention that this Infernape was able to take down two of Cynthia's Pokemon before losing to her Garchomp.
Oh, I see. So Flint isn't affected by type effectiveness. Well, there's just one problem. You just said it was defeated by Cynthia's Garchomp. You know what Cynthia's Garchomp is not affected by? Fire.
Coming at number 3, we have Alan's Charmander. Now, you probably thought Ash's Charizard was powerful, but just wait until you hear what kind of beast Alan's Charizard is. Going back to how Alan even obtained his Charmander, it all started when he was Professor Sycamore's assistant. To understand more about what the Megastones were, Alan was given a Charmander to aid him on his journey through research. Throughout the years, this Charizard has fought against some of the strongest Pokemon, ranging from champions to legendary Pokemon. The first battle we even witnessed this monstrous Charizard was when Alan was challenged by Astrid and her Mega Absol. Of course, Alan's Charizard defeated the Absol with ease, but that's just the beginning. This Charizard has gone against Cybolt's Mega Blastoise, who is in fact an Elite Four member. He wasn't able to defeat the Blastoise, but he held him long enough for it to be a very impressive feat. Alan's Charizard has also faced against Steven's Mega Metagross, which I would only assume to be the most powerful owned Pokemon in the entire Hoenn region. Honestly, this Charizard probably has the best track record of any Pokemon I've ever seen. I mean, all the Pokemon you see on the screen right now has fought against this Charizard, which is pretty insane.
Alright then, let's fight fire with fire. Charizard, more specifically Ash's, defeated an Aerodactyl, Magmar, a Poliwrath after losing, Alakazam and Marowak with Pikachu, Drake's Electabuzz weakened his Dragonite, Faulkner's Pidgeot, Illusion Entei, Claire's Dragonair, Gary's Scizor, Golem, and Blastoise, Articuno, Dusclops, and Iris's Dragonite. So guess what? It's the same concept, although it doesn't Mega Evolve. Oh, how terrible.
For number 2, I chose Red's Poliwag from the Pokemon Adventures manga. Now, it's a common misconception that Red's first Pokemon from the manga was a Bulbasaur. Although Bulbasaur was technically a starter Pokemon he received from Professor Oak, Bulbasaur wasn't actually his first Pokemon. The history behind Poly, which is what Red named him, started with a near-death experience. The hero we all know and love would have died if it weren't for this Poliwag. How the story goes, Red began to drown while swimming in a pond. Poly, as a small Poliwag, couldn't do anything but watch his poor kid suffer. Due to being unable to save Red in his current state, Poly evolved into a Poliwhirl in order to save him, which is a pretty awesome backstory for Red's first Pokemon.
Poliwrath is the first Pokemon, not the starter Pokemon. He didn't start his adventure when he had Poliwrath, he just happened to be a Pokemon trainer. It wasn't until meeting Professor Oak did he actually go out and try to catch all of them.
And for the strongest starter Pokemon, in my opinion, is Red's Charmander from Pokemon Origins.
You know, Dobbs, this is a cop-out, because this is just you reviewing the Pokemon Origin special. That's it. There's nothing here that actually makes this unique or different. It's a dumb #1 pick. Stupid and annoying. And you know what? It's time for my final thoughts. You had different reasons that never appear after certain Pokemon are talked about, a la Chimchar's character development, Pikachu being OP, and game mechanics. You clearly have no structure when scripting. If you do script, even then lose the whole inclusion of the other media and focus on the games. And if you want to make content based on them, dedicate the videos to said media. I'm that dude with the beard. Peace the fuck out.